Okay, real talk. You land the job, ace the exam, get the praise, and your first thought is, they made a mistake. You are sure that any day now, someone will figure out you have no idea what you are doing. Someone calls you smart or talented, and you flinch. Deep down, you feel like a total fraud, and it is exhausting. You never enjoy the win, you just wait to be exposed. So why do so many capable people secretly feel like imposters? Let us get into it. First, some genuinely good news. This feeling is so common that psychologists call it imposter syndrome. And once you learn to spot it, you honestly cannot unsee it again. It was first named in 1978 by two researchers who kept meeting brilliant, accomplished people who were all quietly convinced they had somehow tricked everyone around them. And here is the first strange twist. The people who feel it most are often the most capable ones in the room, while the least skilled tend to feel weirdly, blissfully sure of themselves. It also wears a few different masks. For the perfectionist, anything less than flawless feels like failure. So even great work leaves them convinced they only barely scraped by. They fixate on the one typo in a brilliant report and quietly call the whole thing a mess. For the so-called natural genius, if it doesn't come easily, you feel like a fraud, instead of reading the struggle as a totally normal sign that the thing is simply hard. For the soloist, asking for help feels like cheating, like an admission you cannot really do it. So you struggle alone and quietly burn out, proving a point nobody asked for. And for the expert, no amount of knowledge ever feels like enough, so you keep collecting one more course and one more certificate before you will let yourself feel even slightly qualified. But under every mask sits the same broken engine. It usually starts with how you explain success. You credit your wins to luck, to good timing, or to other people carrying you. You will thank everyone in the room before you ever admit that maybe you were just good. When something goes genuinely right, you call it anything but you. It was an easy task, a low bar, a fluke, or people just being nice to spare your feelings. But the instant something goes wrong, the rules flip. When you fail, you take all the blame, fully and immediately. That one, apparently, had nothing to do with luck at all, so the whole scoreboard is rigged against you. Your wins are always written off as flukes, while every single failure gets filed away as proof of what you secretly already believed. There is also a brutal catch built into getting good at anything. The more you learn, the more you see the gaps, all the things you never even knew you were supposed to know. It is almost perfectly backwards. A beginner feels sure. An expert sees the ocean, the vast, humbling expanse of everything they have still not touched or mastered yet, which leads to a cruel little loop. So the better you get, the more you doubt, because your standards and your awareness climb far faster than your confidence ever manages to. Then, comparison pours fuel on the fire. You compare your inside to their outside. You feel every messy private doubt of your own, but you only ever see other people's calm, edited surface. Think about what you actually get to see. You only see their highlight reel, the wins, the confidence, the finished result. You never see them at 2 in the morning, certain they are a fake. Everyone is quietly editing out their own doubt long before you ever get to see them. So everyone else looks like they have it figured out, and you feel like the one person quietly improvising. The secret is that nearly every one of them is improvising just as hard. And this fear does not just sit in your head, so you over-prepare for everything, rehearsing, rewriting, and triple-checking work that was already more than good enough hours ago. You work twice as hard to fill a gap that isn't there, running yourself into the ground just to feel like you have finally barely done enough to deserve your seat. Or the fear freezes you completely. Or you procrastinate so you can't be judged, because deep down you know that if you never actually finish it, no one can ever call it a failure. In the room, it shrinks you. You stay quiet in meetings, sitting on a good idea because you are somehow certain it is either painfully obvious or about to embarrass you completely, and it quietly closes doors. You don't apply for what you're qualified for because you zero in on the one box you cannot tick and politely disqualify yourself before anyone else can. And here is the real bill for all of it. that fear quietly shrinks your life. One skipped chance, one unsent message, and one swallowed sentence at a time, year after year. And the scary part is just how normal and safe each tiny retreat feels in the moment. You turn down chances you were ready for, then watch them go to people who were no more qualified than you, just noticeably louder and a little less afraid to try. And cruelly, you can't even enjoy your own wins. Every promotion just raises the stakes, giving you further to fall and more to lose, when they finally, inevitably, find you out. But here is the truth that quietly changes everything. Feeling like a fraud is not evidence you are one. It is a feeling, a symptom, a false alarm, not a fair and final verdict. In fact, the logic flips on its head. A real fraud never worries about being a fraud. The very fact that you lie awake caring this much is decent proof that you are not one. So read the doubt differently. The doubt means you care about doing it well and being honest about it. People who genuinely do not care never feel this particular flavor of fear at all. The very discomfort you hate is a quiet sign that you hold yourself to a real standard. So let us actually fix it with a few tools. First, keep a wins file. A single, boring document where you save every good result, every number, and every kind word you receive. Then read it when the doubt hits hardest. When your brain confidently insists that you are a fraud, you calmly open the file and hand it a fat stack of evidence that says otherwise. Second, separate your feelings from the facts. Feeling unqualified is a mood, and moods lie constantly. What you have actually built, shipped, and finished is the stubborn, checkable fact. Say this one slowly until it lands. Feeling unqualified is not being unqualified. One is today's weather inside your head. The other is the long, real climate of what you can actually do. Third, say it out loud to someone you trust. Imposter feelings feed on silence and secrecy, and they shrink almost instantly the moment you drag them out into open, ordinary conversation. And the payoff is immediate. The moment you admit it, you find out almost everyone feels the same. The reply is nearly always a quick, quiet, deeply relieved, "Oh, thank God, me too." One more reframe that really helps. Trade the word never for the word yet. I cannot do this becomes I cannot do this yet, and suddenly it is just a gap you are allowed to close. Because here is the quietly reassuring reality. Most people feel like imposters sometimes, very much including your boss, your idol, and that colleague who seems annoyingly, effortlessly sure of themselves. That impossibly confident person you compare yourself to. The confident one is waiting to be exposed too. They are not braver than you. They have just gotten more practiced at hiding the exact same fear. So the next time that inner voice pipes up, don't believe the voice that says you don't belong. It always sounds calm, certain, and reasonable. And on this exact subject, it is simply, reliably wrong. Because you earned your spot one real step at a time, not by luck and not by fooling anyone, but through a long, unglamorous trail of small, real things that you genuinely did. And maybe be a little kinder to yourself while you are down here in it. Everyone around you is winging it, guessing, and quietly cringing at 2 in the morning too. You are in very good company. Your brain is honestly wild up close once you really start looking at it. If you want to understand it one weird fact at a time, stick around, because there is a lot more coming.